Hello, Cheryl.
Hi, how's it going?
It is going well. You look like you're in a lovely new room back there. Nice work.
Thank you. It was a long time coming, and I'm so excited that it's like 100% done, and I really love the space and the energy. So yeah,
So
thank
has
you.
this space and energy led to any NFT sales yet?
No, but it's led to me discovering a lot about wallets and the currency and where it's kept and how it's connected to the NFTs you make and why you shouldn't create duplicate wallets. I got a lot of clarity around some stuff that was a little muddled for me.
Hmm.
So I have some warnings.
You have some warnings. Well, let's start with the warnings. We
Mhm.
talked last time that we were going to talk about unlockable content, which I want to
Yep.
do, but what warnings?
So, what I didn't realize at first was that on a platform like Coinbase, where you can actually connect to a bank account, put money in, have it turn into cryptocurrency, and then use that, they're not automatically creating a wallet for you. And the wallet is what you need to get onto these platforms in the marketplaces to actually mint your own NFTs and or purchase NFTs. So there's this third party. It's actually four steps. Your money in a bank account or wherever into something like Coinbase, into the wallet, right? And the wallet is the MetaMask. The Coinbase has one,
Yeah,
but it's different than the actual Coinbase. And
account.
then
Yeah.
from there, the wallet is essentially your identity through which you are creating your NFTs, minting them, signing up for these sites, et cetera, et cetera. So I was so confused on why does my wallet not have any money in it when Coinbase has my $100 that I put in, right? Because I needed to pay those gas fees that I was trying to get around $30, which I did. So once I put that together, it made a lot of sense. But the problem was, I thought I hadn't created a wallet. I had initially, just when I was like creating all the accounts and everything was telling me to sign up for this. So I actually had a couple different wallets, and I created my NFTs with one wallet, and I got an email about, you get email, verify your email account, relog in, blah, blah, blah. So I just thought this was another one of those. I was just getting those, right? And doing all this signups for all these things. But one of them had me put in my 12-word code, which apparently you never are supposed to do.
Never,
Instead, I
never.
thought the password was more special than this 12-word code, but
No.
that was a phishing email. So now my wallet with which I
Oh,
I
no.
created all my NFTs, um, so that I think was compromised. There's no money in that wallet, so I'm not worried. But if someone were to purchase my NFT, my guess is the money would go into that wallet. I still have access to it. I have no evidence that anything actually happened or anyone else got to it, but I can't figure out what's next. So I'm actually going to get on the phone with MetaMask and say, okay, how do you move forward after a potential phishing, and how do you protect besides creating a brand new one? What do you do with the current NFTs that you have, and et cetera? So I have a little
Yeah,
research
so
to do
because
there.
your NFTs, there wasn't a lot of money in it, which is
No,
good, but your NFTs were minted basically off or through that wallet, right?
through
The
that
the wallet.
identity of
Yeah.
that wallet. Exactly.
So
And so, yeah, so now when
that's
I
the
log
risk
into
right now.
so when I log into OpenSea, I can see my CBE Music account. But then when I try to log in as that, they say, "Oh no, you're not CBE Music because I'm trying to log in with my Coinbase wallet now, not my MetaMask wallet." So when I try to, and I would like to have everything in my Coinbase and not use MetaMask, just because I don't know how to create a second MetaMask account. I like they literally can tell that it's the same even if I use a different browser. I don't know how. So I got to figure that out. But yeah,
There is
one wallet.
it's a cautionary tale, and hopefully it won't cost you much because
Yeah.
there was no cash in it, and hopefully you can recover the access to the three NFTs that
Yep.
you have on OpenSea.
Hmm.
But there's so much fraud. I was reading as I was doing a little research that that's why for many transactions they recommend that you actually create burner wallets, just like burner phones. If you're doing something
Hmm.
illegal, I have a burner phone. Now here to do something legal, but to make sure that nobody else does something illegal or steals your stuff from your wallet, like to set up a wallet for every single transaction that you do. Particularly, I guess, if it's a large transaction or there's multiple NFT assets that are attached to it. I just this week I read that of some crazy scheme, Board Ape Yacht Club, right? They have these like high value, supposedly, really valuable NFTs of these gorilla faces. You've seen it with hats and cigarettes and what have you.
Yeah, they're like what NFTs have become known for. Is like
Yes. So evidently somebody hacked Bored Ape Yacht Club's Instagram, and they posted something on their Instagram about some exclusive drop that was going to happen, and with a link. And people who linked to that were sent to some malicious site where they were then had to enter information, and the hackers took control of their wallets, and actually over the short period that this was before this was stopped or found out, 134 NFTs worth 2.7 million were sucked out of people's wallets.
Whoa.
So that's the wild, wild west aspect of NFTs. So that's, and I think this is one of the reasons this has to be resolved, right, before NFTs can really go mainstream for just average consumers like you and me and our friends to actually kind of dive in and say, oh yeah, it's just another e-commerce like transaction.
Right.
So buyer beware. Well, I hope you recover quickly. I hope you can get them on the phone. That'll be interesting to see.
That's going to be my goal. I'm going to get them on. I mean, here's the thing, like things are still not stopped. I mean, we've got movement in some other platforms that I was able to connect to my Coinbase wallet. Like I'm moving forward. A lot of them do have options to use Coinbase. The ones that are only MetaMask or have some other options, I got to see what those other options are if they don't have Coinbase. So there's definitely movement. I've got a drop coming up through Pianity, so we'll talk about that when we're actually in the middle of that next week, which is exciting because I got off that wait list. But yeah, now I'm in the land of, okay, let's figure out this wallet situation so I can really move forward with one clear path. How do I create those burner wallets inside? You know, it's separate accounts, but it's still all within your main wallet. So that's why I can't do that, because I think the access that I might have given away to a Fisher was that main wallet. So we'll figure that out by next time. But that's the buyer beware. Just make sure that you're not creating multiple wallets and you're super clear on what is connected to what.
And every wallet has that super secret 12-word passphrase that you never give to anybody.
Apparently not. I mean, and you can't even, it never asks you for it ever. The wallet never, it only asks you for a password, and it gives you the option to log in with that, which is what I kind of thought I was doing, was like just verifying the login, but nope. It was very, I mean, I'm not like a gullible interneter, but it was very clever. I was
but there are people who are like experienced crypto folks who get ripped off because these scams are so good. Yeah. So don't feel bad about that part.
Yeah. And I'm not, here's the thing, I'm not even 100% sure that it was. It was the only place that I was like, I don't think this is. So anyway, I gotta talk to somebody and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right, good. So let's talk about unlockable content, because one of the NFTs, I think it was one of them that you created, one of the special features was, if you buy the NFT, you get additional unlockable content. So let's talk first. What kind of content are you making available to the buyer of that NFT?
I'm just giving them my first New Age album. I figured if they're purchasing an NFT for a New Age track, that might be a genre that they're interested in. So I'm going to give them a file with actual MP3, so they don't have to go through any site or log in anywhere. They just get the file for my entire first New Age album, Luminary, that I released in 2020, I think. So they get those files. And it's not, I think to me, it's more about the gesture of unlockable content, of like, ooh, what is this? Because you get to say, when you get this NFT, you also get this unlockable content, basically a free album, right? Which is, of course, you could get that anywhere. But I think there's sort of it's more about the feeling that you get. I also see that, and I'm not performing live a ton, so this isn't necessarily something that I could do, but concert tickets or VIP passes or discount codes to merchandise, because you literally have an option to just put in, you unclick a button that says unlockable content, yes or no. And if it's yes, then it says, what's the link or the code or the access to this content? And then I just put in my Google Drive.
When you're minting your NFT, right?
Right. When you're minting your NFT, you have the option to add this, and you can say, no, I just want it to be the NFT, which I did on a few of them. And then reading a little bit more, it says having unlockable content, it's like, why not, right? Like, why not have this cherry on top, no matter how big or small or special it feels, right? It's just a little extra, no skin off my back, might as well share this Google Drive file with them.
Right. So that's just a little something, makes it special. And the value of that all depends on what do you want to offer.
Right. Yeah.
So
it might also be a searchable thing, right? Like someone looking for an NFT, like I'm only interested in NFTs that have something else, that have an unlockable content. It depends on the marketplace and how they're structured in terms of their searches, if you can search for unlockable content, but why not show up on that search, right?
Right. So, but that could be unlockable content that doesn't have to come with the NFT, right? I mean, technically, you could sell that same album access just through a regular transaction on your website.
Right.
Except the NFT is just logs it on the blockchain.
Right. It kind of is just like, here's this other thing that you can have. So I couldn't see an option to give multiple things. So I think you've got to have it all in one place. So it's not like, here's an album folder of MP3s plus a discount code to my merch store plus concert tickets. You'd have to figure out how to bundle that into one deliverable link item. Like maybe you put a PDF with all the instructions inside of a folder or something.
Yeah.
But it's not complicated. It seems super simple and easy to do, and it makes it just a little bit sweeter for the NFT purchaser.
For the buyer,
is
right?
Sort of what I'm getting.
And ultimately for the fan. Like,
yeah,
you're not technically still targeting your actual fans, which is probably a reason why the NFTs that you have out there have not really generated any activity.
Right.
Except for me.
Except for you. Well, and the pianity, which we're going to talk about next week. We're sort of saving that for next week. But yeah, because that was the focus of a lot of my conversations. I noticed that some of the NFTs on OpenSea that I did put up, they have only like 14 views, right? So part of me thinks, okay, after I have this launch for pianity next week, where I am going to be pushing that, I'm going to actually tell my fans about it, but I am going to go back into the Discord conversations. They're the people that got me 60,000 votes to get my song off of the wait list. So I'm going to go back to those places and then start to share more to those NFT crypto guys, the NFTs that I do have on OpenSea, which I really haven't done. And we can tell because there's only 14 views on some of them. So,
but if there's one lesson we're learning so far, is that if you just put something out there to a general community, into the universe, and they don't know you and you don't know them, and you don't work it somehow, nothing's going to happen. And this will probably sound true to most every artist out there, right? If you've ever put music out there and you haven't really developed a fan base, or you haven't promoted it to a fan base, it's not going to get views, it's not going to get streams, it's not going to get transactions. And it's the same thing here. And the crypto bros out there on OpenSea or wherever don't know who Cheryl B. Engelhardt is. And unless Cheryl B. Engelhardt can get known and somehow become appealing, at least your content, to them, you're not really going to drive any real transaction or value. So it'll be interesting when you now start going back to your fan base at some point and see, my actual fans, are they interested in something like this? And that's a whole other can of worms that we can talk about. Does it make sense to actually take an unsuspecting fan who does not know about NFTs and try to get them interested in an NFT?
Who knows? That might be part of the strategy next week once I've got this minted on Pianity. But
let's see. Cheryl, thank you. We will talk in, I think, 4 days. And hopefully we'll be in the midst of your Pianity drop.
Yep. Sounds good.
See you then.
Bye.